Hey guys, Nate, the Auto Outdoorsman here. I'm actually going to test out a recipe I've been wanting to do for a bit. I have about 32 ounces of water. Really rough guess, but we'll just go with that. An onion, some potatoes. I'm sorry, Mark, this does include another onion. Some beef ramen, and some beef jerky. This is stuff I'd normally carry in my pack on a trip, and I'm just going to test out making a quick soup stew. I don't know what it's really going to turn out to be, but it's supposed to turn out like a stew, but I'm assuming it's going to turn out more like a soup. But we will find out. So, through the power of me editing this, those veggies are going to be clean and chopped in 3, 2, 1. Wow, it's like magic. It just appeared. You're going to see that these are all cut really thin. This is because it's going to be meant to be cooked really fast. So what I ended up doing was cut everything really, really small, and so they'll generally just cook much quicker. I diced down the onions really small, so I will get this in the water and I'll show you what the next step is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice some of this beef jerky up really thin. Just hold on. So let's get the veggies into the water. So before I get the water boiling, I just want to cut up the jerky, and we'll take it and we'll get that in there. So this is pretty dry, tough jerky for some reason. But what I want to do is I want to break it down as small as possible. So I don't want big chunks. I want this to cook and steep rather quickly so that this is so they hydrate rather quickly. I will say I've never actually tried this before, so we'll see how it turns out. Okay, the knife didn't go as planned. So, I'm going to get this over into the pot. So what we'll do is we'll make sure these are all submerged. And there are little crumbly bits that I mixed in here. We'll add those to it. Make sure this is all mixed in just fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of the ramen possibly at the last bit, but what I do want to do so that the flavor gets imparted is I do want to still add the spice packet. This one's beef because I'm trying to make beef stew. So, and I'm not going to add anything extra to this ingredient because maybe a little bit of salt, but there'd be plenty in the spice packet. So now what I'm going to do is just throw on the heat, throw it on high, and essentially we're just going to boil this for possibly 15 minutes until the potatoes are done. But I'll bring you guys up when it's done. So I pulled it off the heat just a bit. It still has some heat underneath it, but if I was doing this over fire, it'd raise it a little bit. Just to bring it to a simmer. Now I'm basically just going to let this cook for a while, until the potatoes are cooked and stuff are soft. So, see you guys in the next update. So guys, this has been cooking for probably about, I want to say, 15 minutes or so. Potatoes are starting to fall apart. So one of the ways I've kind of been testing is I'll take a bit of it and just kind of press it up against the wall. I mean, the beef and the ramen, the beef and the onions don't really need to cook that much. It's just the potatoes need to be done. And potatoes seem to be done, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick up the heat a little bit. I'm going to actually crush up the ramen a little bit. Tom, do you think I should add some ramen?
Sure.
Okay. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go crush this. Because in this case it should be eaten with a spoon, not chopsticks. I usually do prefer my ramen long. As some people have said in some of my comments. It was Scouting Free that actually commented that if I crushed it up it'd be easier to eat with a spoon, but then I mentioned I love eating my ramen in whole bits, but in this case I'm going to use it as kind of just a little added filler. Hold on guys. One of the bag gave out on me. Yes, Tom, you can laugh. So, that I'm going to have to clean up, but I guess I was crushing it a little bit too hard. What I'm going to do is just mix that ramen in. I'll thicken it up a little bit, I guess. When the ramen's done, the soup should be done, and we can have a late night dinner, because that's when I get home. So once the ramen's done, I'll serve it up and we'll test it out. Okay guys, so it's time to give it a little try. Hot. Hot. But everything's so hot. Okay, I probably should have let this cool. But things are hot. I'm good. I may have burnt my tongue, but that happens a lot with me. But it seems like everything's done. How is it, Tom?
Pretty damn good. Not your standard ramen.
Well, no. But the jerky's kind of broken down a little bit. But the ramen really just thickened it up, really. And for the cook time, not the prep time, it took probably about 20 minutes to cook. Prep time took about another 20, so it was about a 40-minute meal. But I mean, this is something you could do on the trail easily, as long as you had something to chop up your veggies on. Dice them up thin, break everything down to really small bits, and put it in the pot, and just boil, just keep it at least simmering or boiling for at least 20 minutes until the potatoes start to fall apart, and it cooks. You know what? I bring the cilantro. Would you have this on the trail, Tom?
Sure.
That was convincing.
Packs light. Heaviest thing is the water, and you get that on the trail.
So, 2 red bliss potatoes, an onion, and a bag of jerky. So, came out good to me. And ramen, I forgot about that part. And I'm enjoying it. I'd actually probably cook this again, even if not trail. Though I'd add more spices. It's not the most flavorful, but it's pretty flavorful to begin. It has good flavor to it. It's not the most flavorful thing. So feel free to add spices. But I just want to see how it was on its own. I also want to add to the end of this that I actually ended up creating a Facebook page. I'll link it down below, but it's basically facebook.com/The Otter Outdoorsman, all one word. So I'm going to be posting different ideas there and probably post pictures if I ever remember to take pictures. And yeah. If you guys want to follow me on there, feel free. Well, my name's Nate. I'm the Otter Outdoorsman. I was just trying out a quick little recipe, which turned out pretty good. I'm going to enjoy it some more because it's actually my dinner. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.
Why is my camera facing me? Is it filming?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Otter Outdoorsman. Not looking very outdoorsy.
No, it's recording. That entire time. Bloopers.